or committee appointed by it. Whether the court can give directions for road safety that essentially belong to the executive or legislature decision. The Supreme Court dismissed the writ petition and held that the court cannot direct legislation or perform executive functions, while judicial review is a powerful weapon to restrain unconstitutional exercise of power by the legislature and executive. The only check on the court's own exercise of power is the self-imposed discipline of judicial restraint. The court must not embarrass the administrative authorities and must realize that administrative authorities have expertise in the field, not occupy a buffer zone unoccupied by the legislature or of administration, while the court does not. 1. The court can executive which is detrimental to the public interest, but each case has to be cautioned that public interest litigation is a weapon to be used with great care and circumspection, examined on its own facts. Though the C Court and that frivolous PILs flood the dockets of most superior courts' reasoning, the court observed that public interest litigation was conceived and created as a judicial tool by the courts in India to help the poor, weaker, and oppressed sections of society who could not approach the court due to their poverty. However, over the years, public interest litigation has grown and become something strange and bizarre, that those who had created it probably would be shocked to know what it has become. The court noted that the judiciary cannot solve all the problems of the people, despite its best intentions, and that the view that the judiciary can run the government and can solve all the problems of the people is fallacious and unconstitutional. The court emphasized that the judiciary, legislature, and executive have to function within their own spheres, demarcated under the caste or reframe legislation, for the very good reason that it has no power to legislate constitution and that the court cannot rewrite, recast, or. The court held that the High Court's direction to the Union of India to formulate a suitable Road Traffic Safety Act was a naked usurpation of legislative power, and that the court cannot direct the legislature to enact a particular law, clear in significance. This case highlights the limits of judicial power and the need for judicial restraint in public interest litigation. The court cautioned that the judiciary cannot solve all the problems of the people, and that the view that the judiciary can run the government and can solve all the problems of the people is fallacious and unconstitutional. The court emphasized that the judiciary, legislature, and executive have to function within their own spheres demarcated under the Constitution, and that the court cannot direct legislation or perform executive functions. The court also cautioned that public interest litigation is a weapon to be used with great care and circumspection, and that frivolous PILs flood the dockets of most superior courts. The legal landscape of India is marked by numerous landmark judgments, but the case of common cause, a Regd society, Regd, Union of India stands out for its significant implications on the right to die with dignity. It emerged as a vital discussion point in the realm of bioethics and constitutional law. This case arose from the plea to recognize the right to die as a fundamental right under the Constitution, emphasizing the notions of autonomy and dignity inherently linked to individual freedom. At the heart of this case was a deeply philosophical question. Does a person have the right to choose death in the face of unbearable suffering? The petitioners, represented by a registered society advocating for the enactment of laws concerning critical care and end-of-life decisions, argued that the current legal framework did not sufficiently address the complexities surrounding terminal illness and euthanasia. They sought guidelines that would allow individuals facing insurmountable pain to exercise a humane exit from life, aligning with international human rights norms. The ruling by the Supreme Court of India was pivotal. It highlighted that the right to life under Article 21 of the Constitution encompasses the right to live with dignity. Hence, it extends to the right to make decisions concerning one's own life, including the choice of death. As the court delved into humanitarian considerations, it acknowledged that persistently suffering individuals should not be denied the compassion of an accessible end to their pain, thereby laying the groundwork for a more empathetic legal stance on euthanasia and living wills. While the judgment resulted in no immediate legislative change, it ignited debates among lawmakers, ethicists, and the public regarding the ethical dimensions of life and death. The ruling emphasized a pressing need for comprehensive laws that reflect societal values.